Mark, how are you? I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear you. I don't know if you hear me. Ah, there you are. I can hear you now.
How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm all right. Hey guys, I'm doing this interview remote. He's in the UK. I'm here in the United States, and our times is a little different, but that's all right. We're still going to get it done. Guys, I have a true treat for you. Mr. David Angel. He's a sales coach for over 20 years. He's very skilled at high-tech sales. So I'm sorry, high ticket sales.
Yeah.
David, we, the home business owners, are truly looking forward to hearing from you. How are you, sir?
I'm really good. I'm really good. It's 6 o'clock, 4:30 in the UK, so a busy day. I've got another podcast later as well, which is great. It's good getting out to talk to new people and sort of getting a bit of a message out there and seeing how I can best help people. It's great, obviously, to connect with yourself as well.
Awesome. Yes, most of us, especially in the home business industry, are coming from traditional jobs. So a lot of times we don't have what you have to offer, experience in sales.
Yeah, massively. That's why I was excited for today. I hopefully I can drop a few nuggets, give a few pointers, and hopefully add a bit of value.
Awesome. Well, before that, let me ask you this. What made you get into the home business industry?
Well, for me, I've got 2 kids. I was very fortunate that I had a really successful business. I used to work crazy hours. I had a wine bar as well, and I was always doing stuff. And my family life suffered. And after a big breakdown, I actually lost everything I'd built up over the years. And it made me have so much more time at home with the kids around that life. But as I rebuilt, I suddenly realized there's such a value to having that ability to watch your kids grow up, have more flexibility in your life. And if you're committed, you can make it work better, I believe, than being in an office. I don't think there's a big difference for the office. There's lots of camaraderie and all that stuff, but a lot of it lowers our productivity. For someone with a laser beam focus, it works well. And so for me, I'm happy working my life around this, and I enjoy doing the hours. So it works well for me. I'm lucky. I'm sat here now at home. Nice view out.
It's a beautiful view. Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. So the view of my house is nicer than it would be sat in a little cubicle. And I get to see my kids grow up. And there's no point in having kids and then spending 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week, trekking all over the place and not getting to see that. So it takes a bit of an adjustment to get the balance right. But now the balance is right, it makes a real difference.
Right, absolutely. Now, you're a sales coach and you have 20 years experience. What is the first thing you would teach? Say if I was new, I'm new to the home business industry, and many of the people who watching this is new. As a sales coach, wait a minute, let me say this first. Guys, I don't care what your upline tell you or what the company tell you, you are in sales.
100%. My kids are in sales. They sell me on why we should get me. You watch kids, they're the best salespeople. We've been selling people our whole lives on reasons we'll do it and reasons why we won't. So everyone's in sales.
Yes. What's your advice for the brand new person?
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable is my first thing I tell anyone. If you're going to go through any type of new thing, if you're going to be doing anything which you haven't done before, there is going to be uncertainty. There's going to be rejection. There's going to be growing pains. There's going to be fear. There's going to be all this uncertainty. So you've got 2 choices. You can walk in the dark and be scared of the dark, or let your eyes adjust a little bit, embrace your surroundings, and try and enjoy the experience as much as you can. One thing's for sure, people buy people before they buy the product. They need a solution, yeah. But we've all had that scenario where we've got to buy something like a car off someone, we don't like the person, it puts us off. Now, buyers are smart and they sense that and they understand. They might think that you're untrustworthy, but you're not. You're just uncomfortable. And if they sense that vibration off you, it will turn them into someone who doesn't want to buy. And it's not your fault. It's not because of what you've done or your service or your product. It's merely the fact they can sense your hesitation, and that your hesitation and your nerves and your fear creates hesitation with them. And then you're stuck, because then it's a gut feeling for them. And if someone, you know what it's like when that gut feeling kicks in, it's hard to shake.
Oh, yes, absolutely. David, being a coach, how important is it for someone who's not just new, but just haven't been in the business all that long and don't have a lot of experience? How important is it to have a coach or mentor?
Look at any sporting event. Look at a boxer. You can take Mike Tyson, take any big boxer ever. You've never seen a heavyweight champion walk in on his own. Ever. There's always a corner man. There's a pad man. There's this guy. There's that guy. And there's a coach. Now, the coach is not the best boxer. The coach is the best person at guiding that boxer. I'm not the best salesperson out there. But what I do have is an ability and a skill set to look through a buyer's eyes, through a salesperson's eyes, and know what to put them together. And it happens in any sport that's out there. Look at in the UK, obviously, football's crazy. You've got the Messis of the world. Watch things like basketball. When you've got people like LeBron, famously, these guys were the first in 2 hours before everyone else, first, last out. Now, that's great, but they had coaches still to that day. So even when you're in the top 1% of the top 1% of the top 1%, those people invest more in coaching and personal development because they need more help. If you look at people like Tony Robbins, these guys are amazing. They've helped like world leaders. These guys were running America and they had a coach. Because everyone goes through hard times. Everyone struggles with stuff. And sometimes, as you know, especially the home business life is one which I salute people with, because when you are so close to it, if you work from home, you don't have a shut off. It's I'm awake, I'm asleep, and there's that time in between where you're just working. And because of that, you're so close to it, but you never really get to let the gas off. So someone else as a coach can come in and be like, listen, you're doing great, but you need to calm the hell down with that. You're doing this. I can see in your eyes you've had too much coffee. Like, we need to put a comedy on for an hour and shake. You know what I mean? Because we want it so bad, but we're just stressing so much. And that stress doesn't help you. And it ends up putting you in a position where your productivity lower, but your activities are higher. You're running 100 miles an hour, but you're on a treadmill. You're not going anywhere. And so coaches help people get them on the road, get them to progress, break down the structure. Going through the sales skill side is a whole different side, but actual coaching itself, a lot of people, we all want a best friend, but our best friends aren't always the people that are going to help us in a business environment. As a coach, my role is to be the shoulder to cry on and the person to slap you across the head. It's right. We need that. I need that. I've got a coach. I've got a guy which I talk to, and literally I talk to him sometimes, and he's like, Dave, and you can see him on face, literally like, really? And you're like, yeah. Because I was selling myself that lie. I was selling myself some excuse. And he just looks at me and he doesn't take it. He's like, mate, let's stop. And you're like, okay. And it resets you. Do you know what I mean? When you have that conversation with a good friend and you come out and you feel alive and you feel revitalized and you feel energized and you feel motivated, that's what a good coach does. A bad coach just causes you pain. And it's about doing the right stuff.
Yes, yes. David, you've been doing this 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Are you still excited today as you were your first day?
Massively. Do you know what I love about this now? So I trained teams for years, like 20 years. Doing the actual coaching itself has been a couple of years. But I've actually trained teams for 20 years. So I've done it inside other businesses. And I've been brought into businesses to help out teams. And I used to enjoy that. But there's a massive difference between I'm employed by you. You've got a team of guys. I come in and work for you and do it. Two, having my own whole setup. I've got an online platform. I've got 370 videos, 24 hours worth of content, all this stuff, and I give the coaching. People come in, and I love nothing more. Today, you'll see on my social media, finished 7 testimonials today from people today. And one guy on there, he's like, I've done my first day today. I've done my first one call close. And he'd never done that before. He's going making £1,000 a day now. Wasn't doing that before. And that's what's the good. That's the good stuff. Because then you vibe on that. You're like, mate, this is good. And you want to hear that. Who doesn't want to hear what you said? Especially if someone was nervous about something. If someone was at the stage where they're like, I've had people let me sit on the fence, I'm not really ready to outlay. But some people pay thousands of pounds, like 5-6 grand to have my help. And they're like, it's a lot of money to hand over. When you take someone who's in that position and then you help their team, and you've got guys who've gone, we're doing 5 deals a day, making 30, and they're coming in and they've got that energy about them. They've come in with a suit all sharp. They've got that swagger about them. Or you go into a small business where you've got someone and they just can't get their head around it. And they're nervous and then everything's on the line. And you see like this guy at the minute who's just killing it. There's nothing better to pick up your phone and get positive messages going, you got me. Thanks. One of the ones today was some guy put on there, thanks for giving me a nudge. Because he needed it. And now his mindset's different. His skill set's different. And he's applying what he learned. It's amazing. I love it.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. I don't want to forget to do this. Would you tell the people how they can find you? And I'm going to put this in the description, but I just wanted you to tell them.
Yeah, cool. So on Facebook, Instagram, go to David Angel. So DAVIDANGEL TSN for the Sales Network. So David Angel TSN. It's on the same one on each one anyway. Instagram and Facebook, you can find on there. There's actually loads of I put content out daily. So there's videos on there where people can go back and just get free content. Because where a lot of your guys will be now, people that don't want help need help. You've got to want it first. And then you look at the people that want it, but like, I want it, but I don't want it any more than I want to hand my money over. So I put a lot of content out because then people can sit and learn it. And then they go, do you know what? This guy's for me. Now we have a chat. And we do that. Like there's an ebook on there. There's loads of content. So yeah, David Angel TSM. You can get on there. You can message me. You can just watch the videos and chuck a comment in there. Obviously, if you're watching this, please do go on there, drop a comment because it's good to get that feedback from people as well.
Awesome, awesome, sir. Last question before I let you go.
No worries.
Why won't you ever quit the home business industry?
I don't think there's a funny thing because I'm not a quitter by any stretch. But I'm a bobber and I weave and I adapt and I change. And when you do this right, like I have now, but you're talking about it being a home business industry. I think you guys need to change the name. It's a freedom industry. It's a work where you want industry. It's I can go where I want, when I want industry.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That.
But you guys say home industry like you're stuck at home. You're not. If you've got Wi-Fi, you can be sat on the beach.
I'm not at home right now.
See my point? And that's what I'm saying. So when people are home business, they have a stigma about it. Like, oh, I do a home. Nah, you get to be at home. You get to be your own boss. You get to go on holiday with your kids or whatever. But the big problem is for a lot of people when they do that, they go on the holiday and they don't do the work. If you can be disciplined, you have the freedom to live a life that 99% of people will never get to do.
Absolutely.
So why would you ever quit on that?
That's right. Never quit. David, I am so happy and so grateful that you came on the show today.
Mate, anytime. I'm happy to jump on anytime.
All right. Thank you, brother. I will be interviewing you again because I know you have a lot more to tell.
Mate, loads. I was going to say as well, because I'm doing, my mission is to do, it was going to be a 50, but my mission is to do 100 podcasts in the next 50 weeks.
Okay.
So if it ends up being where you guys got a lot of feedback and questions, I'll quite happily do a Q&A one time. So get a load of questions, we can jump on and literally bang out, get people online, do a good Q&A session, and boost it up. It's good for me. It's good for you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day. All the best.
See you on the next video.
All right, mate. Take care. Bye.